My name is Polina and this is my husband James. I'm from Russia and James is from the United States. And here is our little channel with weekly videos about life as an international couple, as a couple with both of us having a short height. My height is 4.4 feet.
And mine is 4 foot 10 inches.
And yeah, so here we are and welcome here. So very soon we are going to the library to renew some books, to get some new ones. And one day we didn't expect that we would be members of a library, but in some point of our lives when we lived in Montana, we were so bored because it was a rough winter day. We couldn't really get out of the house and to do some free things because there was just nothing around. But there was one thing that we were interested in, was a library, and it wasn't the greatest library, but at least we could get some books to get interested in something. And this is why libraries became a big part of our lives, and we would like to share with you a little bit what books we read, and we would like to know what you are reading right now.
All right. Well, my current book that I'm reading is called Fruits, Vegetables, and Houseplants Without Soil. I really like gardening and fresh produce, and this talks about the art of hydroponics, growing plants without soil, which is an interesting topic. And there's many things I learned from reading this book, things that I didn't know before, and it was just a good review of overall chemistry. One thing it told that everyone could probably learn about is if you want to know the quality of your local water, even your drinking water, your county should be required to share this data quarterly or yearly. If you look up like your county, for example, our county, they will tell the quality of the water, the content of the water, what things are in it that are not good, what percentage of these things are in it that are not good, and what your local standards are for keeping this water, the contents of the water between a certain level. So we learned even just about our drinking water, and we're not plants, but just like plants, we consume this water, and we want to make sure it's healthy. So this is an interesting book.
And this is the last book that I've read. What to do with your money when crisis hits. And this book is not only about money in crisis, but in general about budgeting, about some programs that you might be eligible for, and just some general financial advice. Probably if you live in the United States for all your life, this book might seem for you too basic because as I said, there are many super basic advice, but to be honest, this is exactly what I need because I came from Russia and came from a country with completely different financial system, and I really needed to know what I really needed to know more about basic things of a financial system. And in general, I'm interested now in investing too. And this is why a previous book that I read was a book called The Little Book of Common Sense Investing. I believe it was something like that. Tell me if I'm wrong. And there was also very basic advice about what percentage or where to put money, and how to do that. again, if you live here and you're familiar with some things, you might be it might be already too boring to read. But if for some reason you are not familiar with this financial American system, I think that these two books are must have to read. And if you have any suggestions what I could read, some essential books, I would love you also to share in comments on that, Tammy. I would love you to share in comments, and probably I will pick one to read next.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Can I say something about your book? Well, Paulina also had me read some of this book because it's important to be on the same page financially when you're a couple. Speaking about couples. And I have read some different financial books before, and one thing I am always surprised by is the healthy habit of money psychology. I think that it's probably critical for everyone to read one financial subject book a year because the culture around us is constantly telling us to spend, consume, and it's molding our psychology to really poor financial habits. And just one good read a year on on intentionally planning what you're going to do with your finances is a very healthy thing to do to recenter yourself away from consumerism, away from spend, 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 and rather to think about what is the purpose of this money I have in my pocket. I need to give it a place to go before it just disappears, which is so easy for it to happen. So, as Paulina said, this one was a very simple read, but very valuable.
And now we're ready to go for some new books, and we will show you a little bit of the library that we're going now because it's very beautiful, very organized, and just amazing. Today is a rainy and windy weather, which is not really good for walking, but it's a perfect weather to go to the library, read a book, and enjoy time together and beautiful views.
Mm-hmm.
We're very excited for this calming time. We're finally home, and today we both got books about growing some herbs, and especially we're very excited about this book about microgreens because we decided that we want to try to grow our own microgreens because we figured out that it's expensive to buy every time uh, a pack of microgreens. This is why we decided to get a whole 10 times more expensive kit for growing our own. But it's just we decided that it's our new hobby. We already have growing mint, thyme, what else? Basil.
Yep.
And we're pretty successful in that. And of course, we can't do a whole farm because we don't have a land, but at least some home gardening will be very good.
And this is my book, The Urban Farmer, Growing Food for on Leased and Borrowed Land. So just there is such value in eating your veggies, which is something that I've learned to appreciate for your diet, for your digestive system, and farming it from home can be a cool adventure for us. So that's why I got this. I want to figure out how to do that in the best way and utilize, like, yes, we don't have a big, huge lot of land, but it doesn't mean that you can't have your own little farm right here at home.
And one more thing I like about
Mm.
our library is that they give you the receipt, and there you can see how much you save just by borrowing book instead of buying. And today we saved altogether almost $48.
Wow. So, reading about saving money, we did that. And next, we're going to read about making some homemade vegetables and microgreens.
I will cut this part.
What?